It only takes one new piece of foreign intelligence, and everything can change in an instant.
Hey, I think I found something.
Most people will never see your work.
Only 3 people in the world have access to the information we need.
Notify the field.
Your greatest strength will be the people around you.
You're gonna be able to see the whole thing?
Yep, gonna be in the roof right here. Got seat in the house.
And your greatest reward is knowing your efforts will help keep every American safe. Your achievements, while unknown to the public, are critical to our national security.
This translation is technically accurate, but in this context, it really means this.
The nation
We got it.
is counting on you to discover the truth.
I'll call the White House.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CIA.
When I was 17, I quoted Zora Neale Hurston's How It Feels to Be Colored Me in my college application essay. The line that spoke to me stated simply, I am not tragically colored. There is no sorrow dammed up in my soul nor lurking behind my eyes. I do not mind at all. At 17, I had no idea what life would bring, but Zora's sentiment articulated so beautifully how I felt as a daughter of immigrants then and now. Nothing about me was or is tragic. I am perfectly made. I can wax eloquent on complex legal issues in English while also belting Guayaquil de mis amores in Spanish. I can change a diaper with one hand and console a crying toddler with the other. I am a woman of color. I am a mom. I am a cisgender millennial who's been diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. I am intersectional, but my existence is not a box-checking exercise. I am a walking declaration, a woman whose inflection does not rise at the end of her sentences, suggesting that a question has been asked. I did not sneak into C.I.A. My employment was not and is not the result of a fluke or slip through the cracks. I earned my way in, and I earned my way up the ranks of this organization. I am educated, qualified, and competent, and sometimes I struggle. I struggle feeling like I could do more, be more to my 2 sons, and I struggle leaving the office when I feel there's so much more to do. I used to struggle with imposter syndrome, but at 36, I refuse to internalize misguided patriarchal ideas of what a woman can or should be. I am tired of feeling like I'm supposed to apologize for the space I occupy rather than intoxicate people with my effort, my brilliance. I am proud of me, full stop. My parents left everything they knew and loved to expose me to opportunities they never had. Because of them, I stand here today a proud first-generation Latina and officer at CIA. I am unapologetically me. I want you to be unapologetically you, whoever you are. Know your worth. Command your space. Mija, you're worth it.
I wanted to be a librarian the first time I set foot in a library. I was always a little different, even at that age, and libraries offered a safe, quiet space where I could find tens of thousands of escapes into worlds of fantasy, mystery, and intrigue. After finishing college, I entered the workforce as a middle school librarian, where I was able to bring that dream full circle and match my students with the perfect books. Now, I get to experience that same type of fulfillment in a very different way here at CIA. I love my job because I have no idea what type of research question is coming through the door next. It might be as simple as an HR officer needing to clarify a law, or as complex as an analyst needing to help identify something they saw in a video still. There's something incredibly rewarding about knowing you are having a very real impact of potentially global proportions. As an agency librarian, I work to ensure that our collection and services are matched up with what CIA needs. Not only am I involved in the acquisitions of journals, books, and countless electronic resources, I'm also encouraged to curate special collections that challenge expectation. Recently, I brought in our intelligence gaming collection to give officers unique opportunities to practice skills they need in their various roles. Instead of sitting for hours in front of a computer-based training, they can play a carefully selected game to train a specific set of skills while simultaneously building on the myriad soft skills essential to intelligence work. My favorite thing about CIA is that they encourage the out-of-the-box ideas that drive real progress. Growing up gay in a small southern town, I was lucky to have a wonderful and accepting family. I always struggled with the idea that I might not be able to discuss my personal life at work. Imagine my surprise when I was taking my oath at CIA and I noticed a rainbow on then-Director Brennan's lanyard. which I later learned was designed by Angle, one of the many employee resource groups here at the agency. I remember being stunned. Since then, however, I've learned that far beyond the resource groups, inclusion is a core value here. Officers from the top down work hard to ensure that every single person, whatever their gender, gender identity, race, disability, or sexual orientation, can bring their entire self to work every day.
Like so many in this profession, I can almost draw a straight line to the attacks on September 11th. I'm a military brat, and my dad was posted at the Pentagon during the attack. I vividly remember my mom doing her best to distract my sisters and I as we waited to hear if my dad was still alive. The message he left on the answering machine to tell us that he was safe after borrowing a stranger's cell phone stayed on our machine for years and was often a regular reminder of how blessed we were to still have him. Others were not as fortunate to see their loved ones return home, and I think my interest in foreign affairs really just evolved from there. I joined C.I.A. almost straight out of college, when it can be a challenge to speak up when you're younger and adjusting to workplace norms, especially in such a unique environment. Then adding to that are the social challenges both women and people of color face, so it really just became a balancing act from there. I struggled to feel included, but I was lucky to have a senior analyst recognize others' sometimes exclusive behavior. And as an ally and genuine mentor, she encouraged me to pursue new opportunities, and every day I feel more empowered to speak up. It is not enough to just say that C.I.A. values people from diverse backgrounds and diverse abilities. We have to challenge ourselves and commit to regularly questioning, how do our actions actually embody those values? In many ways, I think C.I.A. is a microcosm of the world. The same societal issues that we grapple with outside of these walls don't just cease to exist once we enter the building. What is critical, and what gives me optimism that we are moving in the right direction, is that there are people here who recognize that and are holding C.I.A. as an institution accountable for the diversity and inclusion that it champions.
I don't have the typical answer on why I joined C.I.A. Admittedly, it wasn't a childhood dream of mine, nor does my college degree align with security. But I was lucky enough to stumble across a security administrator position, which eventually led me to an opportunity as a polygraph examiner within C.I.A.'s Office of Security. I'm now part of the Director's Protective Staff, which provides armed security to principals under both C.I.A. and the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. We've had several principals that were women, some of whom have asked why there aren't any more women on the Director's Protective Staff. I've been able to inspire not only women to pursue DPS, but also people who wouldn't normally consider themselves qualified to be a special agent. The truth is, I haven't learned how to find a balance between my work and personal life. My husband and I have tested the limits to this balancing act as full-time working parents to 2 young boys. DPS agents work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We travel the world, and we are unquestionably willing to put our lives at risk for the safety of another person for the greater purpose of national security. I am now a supervisory special agent held by only a handful of women in the past. I've experienced highs and lows, both professionally and personally, but I've learned that open and honest communication are undoubtedly the most important factors that allowed for my truly amazing experience.
Start a career at the CIA and do more for your country than you ever dreamed possible.